Hi, everybody. Hi, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, 3 Dave. It's going to be a quick live. I'm not showing my face because I've just been so upset. Our older kitty, that's about 13 years old, is named Panda. He's tuxedo. He's been gaining weight, but I thought it was just like gaining weight. I did notice him drinking a lot of water for a long time. Like, I even counted a few times, like 45 seconds in a row, which is a long time for a cat to be lapping up water. So I even said to my son and my daughter about 2 months ago, I said, I think this kitty has kidney disease because this is what Bessie passed away from. Well, we had to have him put down because he got so sick it just came out of the blue where he couldn't even drink water. And animals, they don't always show. Hi, Shirley. They don't. Uh, they don't necessarily. They can't necessarily show their pain or their struggles, right? So I'm really, really sad. Hi, Cat Swan. Because I Googled today. Well, first, I weighed Panda yesterday. And a week ago, he was 16 pounds. And that's pretty big for a cat. Um, they should be 8 to maybe 10 pounds, and that's it. But I figured, well, he's older. He's a senior. It's a really pretty kitty, all black with some white on the paws and tuxedo area and white whiskers and beautiful green eyes. And anyway, I weighed the kitty last night, sometime after my live. His belly just looked incredibly round, like a pumpkin was in it or something. And I weighed him, and he's 17.10. So he's gaining weight. So I typed in when an older cat's belly gets very round and it keeps gaining weight, what does that mean? And many of us have cats now and in the past. I've had cats my whole life. But this is the kitty that we got as a little kitten, about 2 months old, from 45 minutes away up at Maple Valley from my then friend Danielle, who saw a bunch of kittens running around. They weren't being taken care of, and brought me this kitten. And, it's been a big part of our life for a long time. You have 3 tuxedo cats, Cat Swan. Wow. We all know when we're going to get pets, they're going to pass away eventually or get sick or whatever. We know this, but it never makes it easier. So, anyway, it says to my question, a round, increasingly heavy belly in an older cat can usually be attributed to obesity, which is often caused by a combination of decreased activity levels, overfeeding, and a slower metabolism due to aging. Now, I didn't even really know that. Here I've had cats all these years. I knew our metabolism slowed down when we got older, but I really didn't know that animals did. And it makes perfect sense, right? But then it says, however, it can also indicate more serious underlying health issues like liver disease, kidney disease, or even tumors. Yeah, 3 dot. They just slow down. So it's important to consult your veterinarian for proper diagnosis and treatment plan. It says organ enlargement or the presence of fluid or mass in their abdomen, intestinal parasites. But I know through going through this with Bessie and Pounce, and these are the cats we've had over the years. You know, we had to put Smokey down. I mean, we hung on to them as long as we could, but we don't ever let any of them suffer. Smokey was Smokey was homeless when she came literally to our door on the 3rd floor. And she was with us for 7 years. And she apparently was a couple of years old, the vet said. But she was so skinny, her eyes were huge, she must have smelled the other cats. And she had a happy life. She used to ride my son's skateboard in the house, you know, and I mean, he would push her around on it. But the veterinarian said that she had been pregnant before. I think he said actually Smokey was 4 years old. She was an all gray kitty, short hair. So because of that, this cat was having what is that called? Oh, urinary tract infection problems. And one evening, her eyes just started kind of doing weird stuff, and she almost died. And that's how we found out. But I was able to get her to a vet. So I've been through a lot with animals, but it's never any easier, not counting the guinea pigs that we had for 13 years, because I always had two the same time so they could be, you know, thrive and not be alone, because that's really important when you have guinea pigs, to really not have just one. They get very lonely. And as you guys know, I had to put Cappuccino down. I think it was this past August. And then the winter before that, my daughter's father's kitty. He was 18 years old, and he was so sick he started not eating. And what's weird is that they can be so fine for 1 week, like just maybe be a little more tired, and they're not even hiding behind a chair or couch to be away from the other kitties, and then boom, they're so sick to a point of no return. And there's nothing you can do for like kidney diseases and liver and stuff like that, right? Of course, you can do things for their diet and what they eat, and parasites, and get them dewormed and all of that. And my kitties go to the vet. They don't go every year. I haven't had the money until recently. And now, you know, I have a little bit of my trust fund. Um, and I've got to take a cab there tomorrow. That'll be $15, 15 back. And it's going to be about, I think it's 165 to put the kitty down, because I wrote that on paper to get an idea of what it would be a good 2 or 3 months ago. But he's had a lot of energy. Like when we play with the laser toy, he's running after it, and you know, um, so I really didn't think he was sick. But now in hindsight, the way he keeps gaining weight and all the water he drinks, and the main thing of being hungry all the time, that's another sign. It's so bizarre. So I typed in, why is an older cat always hungry? And this is what it said. Aging. A cat's nutritional needs change throughout its life. As a cat ages, particularly after it is 12 and 13 years old, its digestion becomes less efficient and cannot absorb as much nutrition from protein and fat. Because of this, and I mean, I would feed Panda half a can of meat in the morning. The other half would go to the daddy kitty because they were the bigger ones. And then 2 small handfuls of dry, right? And then in the evening, or around 5 or 7, I'd lay some dry out on the floor. And I mean, or plate. It depends how many kitties are around at the same time. And they nibble up on that, you know. And then before I go to bed, whether it's 10, 11, 12, or even 1 in the morning, I put a little more dry out. But I don't just leave bowls of dry out. I've never done that. And thank God, because you're not supposed to. Hi, Stardust. Hi, Foxtrot. Yeah, I think he has kidney disease. Hi, Freeside. I really do. Because a few months ago, I was like, just notice him not leaving the water bowl and lapping and lapping and lapping and lapping up this water. Anyway, it says, because of this, the cat may seem overly hungry as it tries to make up the deficit by eating more. So its digestion becomes less efficient when they reach 12 to 13 years old, and it cannot absorb as much nutrition from protein and fat. And that is making sense now. Yes, could even be failure of the kidneys. But I mean, I've talked to, my kids about it. I was like, as soon as I get my trust fund, the consolidated amount, because before I was getting a little every 3 months, now it's consolidated, and we all have a little bit now. Not thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but, you know, enough to be able to buy some things we need and some things that my kids want and have a nice Christmas, and then situations like this where boom, you have to more than likely put your kitty down. But Panda was constantly wanting all that protein and everything in kitten chow. And I figured, well, it's a little different, and I'd pick up the plate right away because it would be kitten chow in the middle with an entire can of meat around the outside of a plate for the 3 kittens and the mama kitty. And now I give them a little bit more meat because they're older. But they get meat once a day because that's what I can afford. Hi, Miranda Wright. Thank you. So tomorrow morning, God, I'm going to call the cat clinic. It's what it used to be called. I've been going there for years. It's Chucking Up Feline Center now. And I mean, I can hardly lift the cat. He's little over 17 pounds. Hi, Edna Hodder. But he's heavy, like a sack of potatoes. I'm not even kidding. Now, the other thing I've noticed, like when I pick him up, yeah, he does this kind of like this when I pick him up. And I thought he was just being like, to set him on the scale. I've only done it twice. And I don't pick him up very much, hardly at all. None of us do. But now I'm thinking he's sort of wince crying because maybe some organs are in pain. And yes, I wish I had gotten him to the vet sooner. But then again, I know if it's kidney disease or something. There's just nothing that can be done. Now, a tumor, I guess it can be removed, right? But I don't have thousands of dollars for even an ultrasound. Now, at first, my plan a few days ago, so I've been able to smile and just do my lives and carry on and act like life is perfect when it really isn't. At first, I was just going to bring him in to have an exam, right? And she would feel down there and she could feel if there's swollenness. I mean, this is a cat clinic. They have cat things all over the wall, and it's a really neat place. It's a little bit more expensive, but you don't have the loud sort of dog scaring the kitties in the background. It's just for cats. And yeah, and anyway, and then if it's like maybe $300 or even $400, I was going to get an ultrasound done. I really was. I really was. But now I know it needs to be a quality of life check. And they're smart. They know. They know if there's organ failure. They know. Maybe they'll have to draw some blood. If I can bring him home, even being big, and they say it's just diet, I'll be really, really relieved, but very surprised. I've had enough cats to know. Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Stardust. Distraction 101 3 dot. I know. Here you are in my chat. I've been wanting to do a live lately. Thanks, Genevieve. I do too. Ask if they'll check for UTI and give antibiotics. Yeah, if he can come home. But if they feel like a mass or his liver's enlarged, I mean, he's so big. And I'm telling you right now, about 6 months ago this summer, he wasn't big like this. He's just round. And he's not eating any extra. That's what's so weird. So, with all the water he's drinking and reading this, and me not being able to afford to get him to the vet in a couple of years, I, you know, I feel guilty. Yeah, bloated, something. Like he has a pumpkin in his stomach. It sounds like excess fluid. Yeah. And then one other thing before I go, because I'm just going to end this live. I'm not going to talk about missing people and all this. It's going to be hard to sleep tonight. This cat is extremely close to my son. Extremely. Lays on him, lays in his lap. Um, Parker will walk out in the living room and they'll just see each other. Panda will be way up on top of that cat tree. See, that's the other thing. He's able to climb, meow, play. He's eating. Granted, he's always hungry. And I just thought, well, it's because he's overweight. He's just being a pig. That's what I thought. You know, being kind of a piggy cat, just wanting more food for whatever reason. So, just like Bessie was Parker's favorite, this kitty Panda is my son's favorite. And I will let you guys know if we had to put him down. Normally, I'm there no matter what. I tough it out. I'm pretty sure I can be there at the other veterinarian place. The medicine after they shave down there really didn't take effect as quick at all as what they seemed to give at the cat clinic. The eyes kept staying open. with Tito in August. I mean, they were. It was like, and then even the guinea pig, because Cappuccino, he was older. He was he was going on 9 years. Yeah. Thanks, A7. Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, we do have a lot of cats. All three kittens, we had to go to the doctors. My son has a different doctor than Shaylin and I, and get whatever those things are called, emotional ET, whatever emotional therapy things signed. And they did. I don't even want to say 3 dot, honestly. I mean, we have three kittens and the mama and the daddy here. Okay, so that's a lot right there. Yeah, I couldn't I couldn't sleep either when my cat was sick, says Cat Swan. I cried and asked my husband if he would take him to the vet. I couldn't even deal with it. I was so upset. Yeah, in like with Bessie, I was there, but then when they took him to shave him and he was just asleep, I was there. But then with the shot part, right? The euthanization, I mean, we'll call it what it is. I had to leave. But then, or no, I was there with Bessie. It was a cat we had way before Bessie. I just could not be there. And then it just sort of, you don't really start getting used to it, but it's not as scary, I guess, as the very, very first time. And you feel like you should at least, I should at least be there, touching and comforting and stroking the kitty while it passes. Yeah. So, you know, it'll it'll be weird not having that kitty around, just like all the other ones in my past 21 years of no. We moved in 2001 and it'll be 225 pretty soon, almost 24 years we've lived here. And we arrived here with Bessie. And then the apartment that we got, they had a cat and a dog and they didn't want the cat anymore, so we took Pounce. So then we had two kitties. And then a year later, Smokey showed up. We had three. And this is what happens. I just cannot turn my back to a kitty that doesn't have a home, you know? So, anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks for coming in and being there here for me. I can use prayers for my kids, especially my son, um, and myself, frankly. But I know I gave Panda a good life and a good home. The little kitten probably would have died up there on that damn druggy hill. There's trafficking up there and everything. It's awful. Yeah, you don't have to like a depressing stream. No one has to like this video. Thanks, you guys. In StreamYard, I have 3 or 4 hours left until the 28th. So for 4 days, I have that much time. So my lives lately have been an hour and a half or so. Um, but yeah, I don't know which kitty that is meowing outside the door. I let the kittens, because they prefer their kitten chow still. So every now and then they can have a little nibble in here. That could even be Bessie on the outside, or not Bessie, Panda on the outside of my door. But this is the other thing. You don't want older kitties to have kitten chow because they can get fat. This is what the doctor at Cat Clinic said, because it has extra protein and something else in it. Oh, calories, carbs and protein. So yeah. Okay. Love you guys. Hit the like if you want to, subscribe if you want to, and I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow. Thank you so much. Life is short for animals, and life can be short for us. So treat each other with kindness. Treat each other with kindness. Just do it. You know, I heard and I found 16 minutes in to I'm Martin, who used to be friends with Rose. He really did call me a slut because of my dancing. But he said I was getting 1,000 views from my dancing. And I thought, is this really true? And I looked back at some of my lives, and guess what, Martine, he's from the UK. Guess what? I have 1,000.2 views on some of my readings where I was reading from Marianne Williamson book. That's not dancing. That's not wearing a little outfit and shaking my hips. And I will be the first to say here, and I don't say this with animosity or jealousy or enviousness. I have always said Team Rose is an excellent dancer, and she is. Anyone that can move their feet around like that and their arms, like you can tell she's been in theater and dance. I just do what I do because I'm in the mood or I feel like it. Perhaps I'm trying to hang on to my youth. You know, youth is fleeting. So for all the other women out there that, you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, you feel older when you hit your 40s, but you really do feel older when you hit your 60s. And sometimes we want to hang on to our youth. And if you're lucky enough, you'll all get there. You'll all get there to that age, and then you'll wish, gee, I wish I never said those things. I wish I never called uh, Paper Cut Tina and Team Rose grannies. I mean, I wish I was a granny. I wish I, had a grandchild. I don't. And I don't know if my daughter, she says she doesn't want children. I may never be a grandma, you know. Julie says, quit worrying about everything you need and do what you got to do. Jesus Christ, I can't believe you're still mulling over this. Perry, Tina, just do what you want to do. It's your channel. Oh, I do, Julie. I just, it's so strange to know that Martin was in my chat when I first came back after that 3-month hiatus. I didn't know him. And he was in there and in there and in there, and he invited me over to his channel. And I didn't know how many more channels I wanted to visit and go to, and I was just getting back on track for myself, and I kind of ignored it. And I don't know, but I feel like he got a little hurt by it or something. But then the fact, too, that Rose and I are trying to be friends again, I'm not trying. I am her friend. I'd like to send her something really nice. And I might do that because she sent me some nice things, and I wear her gloves when I go on my bicycle. I wear those nice, colorful, they're like cashmere feeling gloves. Yeah, I want my channel to be different. I mean, I hang on to the PCT because that is paper cut, and that's what I was over on Dolly Vision, you know. No, don't be sorry you came in, Three Dot. I'm okay. But it was weird to hear a man from England say so loudly what he said, uh, and just insult me like that, you know? Thanks, Peggy. Yeah. So, yeah. And I don't know if he'll ever take that live down. I taped it on my little flip phone. I recorded it because I'm not going to have anyone deny what they say about me behind my back. And I was thinking about this. I just said the other day, I don't care what people call me, say about me. I don't. I don't care that he's saying I'm a slut. Like I should care, but I don't. What I care about is that he thinks that I dance the way I do just for views. No, I don't. I work fairly hard at my channel. If you look back, I started a little over a year ago, the end of August, so September, October, November. It's been 15 months. And I did a live nearly every single night for many, many months. Many, many months. Some longer than others. So I've worked hard. And my goal, like anyone else, is 3,000. So anybody that wants to help me get up there, well, if I didn't give a shit, why are we having this discussion? I just brought it up at the end because pets don't stay around that long and people's lives aren't here that long. And before I went live, I peeked at Team Rose and she's having all kinds of problems and sadness with people. And I want to say to her, everyone just needs to stop. You have to just stop. But I guess I wanted Martin or Martine to realize that I know what he said and that it's immature and unkind. And if that's the way he wants to be towards women, he doesn't know it all, then that's okay. So I wish him the best, and I wish him the best on his channel and in life. I do. I don't know the person. I don't go around and bash people just because they're creators. Um, yeah. What did I say in Rose's chat? I don't even remember. I saw what you said in Rose's chat. Because if it's anything negative, way since I returned the shirt, Peggy, um, it's not me talking. It's not me over in Lionel's sitting up there. It's not me in Lionel's chat. I've never been in Lionel's chat and I've never been on his panel. Yes, thanks, Julie Delk. Yeah. Well, I had to take some time off, and I thought it would just be a couple of weeks this summer, and it ended up being the whole summer, and it was the best thing I could have done. Oh, hi, E-Rock. Thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, you're talking to Dave. Okay. So, yeah, words can really hurt some people. I don't think they hurt me, and honestly, I don't think they really hurt Rose. But people's actions, that can hurt. So the threats that are going on and all this crap around here, it's just really bad, you guys. It's really bad. Don't get people's children involved in all this stuff. YouTube is not the safest place to be. It's not. Not physically, not mentally. It's just not. But it can be addicting, right? All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Thanks for everyone coming in and saying hello. Thank you so much. Bye bye.